Hey everybody, Jennifer Adams here with Okaloosa County Tourist Development. We're here today at Turkey Creek in Niceville, which happens to be your district, Commissioner Boyles.
In District 3, believe it or not.
And many people don't know that. So we're here today just to talk about some additional funding from tourist development tax dollars, usage of those dollars for projects that actually, Commissioner Boyles, you've been really instrumental in some of them over the last couple of years since I've been here. You want to talk about it?
Well, yeah, I think there's been a push, obviously, to look at infrastructure and public safety as kind of the new non-traditional uses of bed tax dollars. And so it's not to say that bed tax dollars shouldn't be used for some marketing. Of course, they should. That's what the statute's originally for. There's still a requirement within the statute, but the statute's now much broader and does allow us to be a little bit more flexible in how we use these dollars and really use them in a way that I think the public would expect them to be used.
How do you think they should be used? Obviously, you know, this Turkey Creek is a big asset for the whole county, for residents and visitors. How do you think some of those dollars should be used?
Well, I think this facility is a great example. So this is a City of Niceville project. They've done over many years of hard work and funding cycles and partnerships, but it takes time.
Right.
And so I think that this type of project, throughout the county, given the opportunity to do so, could be the opportunity to create additional amenities similar to this that will benefit both the public locals as well as our visitors. And so it could be in the vein of recreation. There's also some infrastructure work that can be done if it has that nexus back to tourism.
Right, and I think the beauty of the northern end of the county too is that we're able to bring in more ecotourism and agritourism. Certainly camping is going to be a big expansion. And so how do you feel about those topics?
Well, no, I think they're important. I think so. We have to be careful in the north end. We're certainly not wanting to recreate the south end or recreate Destin, but I do think that there's a tremendous flow of folks that are coming back and forth through our county headed to our south end beaches. And I've certainly been to many locations where you maybe go for one primary draw, but given the opportunity, we like to get out and explore a little bit and see the area that we're in. And so there's nothing to say that folks that are traveling down from Montgomery may not have an opportunity to stop in Escambia Farms for some either type of ecotourism or agritourism type of opportunity. What that will do is it will create a little bit of industry, a little bit of some jobs, and bring money to that community and do it in a way that I think builds up the existing character. Doesn't need to be any type of wholesale replacement of what we have already.
Right, I agree. I want to switch real quick. So many of you probably don't know this, but for the past few years that I've been here, I've been working really directly with Commissioner Boyles on what we call destination stewardship, which is actual product development inside our county, our destination, to make the experience better for visitors and local. Talk about the opportunities for destination stewardship throughout the county.
Well, yeah, so for me, and I know that certainly, I'm sure that means different things to different folks, but really it's more about kind of engaging folks more deeply, I think, in the opportunities that are in an area. Right. And so it's so easy, you fall into that trap of you stay at the hotel, you sit on the beach, you go to dinner at a restaurant and done. And I think what we've seen is there's really a lot more that's out there, even just in our existing bed taxing district. You've kind of started to scratch the surface on some really great opportunities with some programs that really get people to better engage with the community, better engage with the locals. And when they do that, one, I think it makes a better experience for the tourists. Two, it makes a better experience for our locals. And three, it puts more money in the economy, because by doing those things, by really engaging, I think they ultimately end up spreading their hard-earned dollars that they're bringing down here on vacation a little bit further and more deeply into our community in a more meaningful way.
Right, and I think that again, for me, it's less about geography, it's more about the experience and the opportunity within the destination. So, we would encourage a family who may typically come in on a Saturday and drive for 10 hours and have to fight their way down to come on in on Thursday night and spend the day Friday and Saturday and come to Turkey Creek and do other things. That way, by the time they get to the beach, it's more enjoyable, and that just helps the experience.
Absolutely. I think, again, it makes a better experience for the visitor, and ultimately then it spreads around, it spreads the dollars around and it spreads the impact around, right? And so that's one of the things that you can have is when everybody wants to go do the same thing at the same time, that experience is integrated. And let's be honest, we've experienced some of that.
Right.
Our beaches can be a little overloaded in certain locations, and so if there's an opportunity to get folks out, move them around a little bit within the community, both their dollars and then their footprint and their impact, I think that's a net positive.
Well, and we've, based on our research done a couple years ago, mobility accessibility, lack of accessibility to the beach, and lack of Southern hospitality and poor experience. All of those are three things that we're trying to impact with not only growing the taxing district, but with tourist development tax dollars.
And they're all related. And so, the hospitality issue, it's not that we're not hospitable people here, it's that honestly some of us are a little bit frustrated with tourists, right? Because they come through our community and they clog up our roads. It takes 20 minutes to get on the highway in Baker on a Saturday, and you're not very hospitable at that point when you bump into tourists at your job. But I think if that money is being more broadly invested across our community and some of those benefits, and maybe we create a few jobs where you don't have to drive to the south end, you can actually stay closer to your home and have that opportunity. I think that will have the desired impact of actually making us more hospitable.
Well, so that's just a brief overview of some other ways that the tourist development tax dollars can be spent. Of course, if you have any questions, you can give me a call. You can certainly talk to your commissioners and just ask them how tourism is working for Okaloosa County.